Well, hey everybody. I'm out here at my campsite up here in Washington. Just walking around earlier getting some logs, dead fallen trees and stuff like that. Looking around, and of course you know me, got to check out the ants' nests. So coming back down into that area, and I'm going to show you what I found. This little one here is about doubled in size, which isn't bad. And during the summer, they build straight up as possible. And then in the winter, kind of smashes them back down a little bit. But it's been a little chilly, so they're not super active. But I can see a lot of movement on there. And there's their main entrance there. Not bad. It's about, I don't know, 3.5 feet tall, which isn't bad. But if you guys watched any of my videos on the ants' nest before, you'll recognize this monster over here, which has probably added another 1.5 feet at least to it. I mean, I was kind of beside myself with the language when I saw it this morning. But holy moly, this bugger is going great. I stand down here at the base. And it is taller than I am. They have trails that I've seen out here. I was just walking by earlier and I noticed this trail. Might see it as a kind of a line in the needles where they've kind of cleaned it out. But yeah, it goes clear over there to a tree and back. And yeah, as you can see, they're very busy. Yeah, been nice. Had a good sleep last night. Hadn't been in the hammock for a while, so that was nice. Kind of been looking for a flat rock to use for cooking over my fire. There are lots of rocks around here, but not exactly what I'm looking for. They're all nice, and I'll gather up many more. I've gathered a few today, but I gotta build up the fire pit a little better. Keep the horses from really wanting to walk right through it. Yes, there's 2 horses out here still. They seem to be staying in the field eating. This time of year the grass isn't growing that great, so I don't blame them. I'm trying to figure out why they're still over here, because next door here is where they live. It's their property. And the grass is pretty tall out here. It's almost like they don't have cattle in the field or something. So I don't know what's going on there. And it's too bad all this firewood's on the other side of the fence. But as you can see, there's lots of downed, fallen limbs, even dead maples all over, which is one of the things I just hauled back to camp was maple. Oh, really? You got to pee on the gate, huh? Yeah, I don't know why they don't have the horses over here. Look at this field. Lots of eating for them. Yeah, I see some cows other side of the pasture over there. And you can see the neighbor's barn right there. Which the property I am on, the grandkids and the kids own that property there, which is all this, which I think is like 35 acres or something like that. The property I'm on is 20 acres. I can pretty much do what I want out here, which is kind of nice. But yeah, almost need a big chainsaw and a trailer and restock all the firewood for the season. You can see this fir here that broke off. Maybe it broke off, yeah. Definitely broke off. Rotted out completely, so not the greatest firewood there. But the stuff over here around the maple tree, at least the stuff that's not into the ground, is pretty good. And you can see that here, yeah, it's still pretty heavy. Might be sogged, rotten. It has been raining here for a while. Hey, you get back on this side of the fence. Come on. He likes to venture. But I'll come back here and grab some more of the drier stuff. That's kind of punky. It's too bad. This is all fir, so not a whole lot of fat wood. Some, but not like I find in the pine forests and stuff like that. But yeah, this maple here shedded quite a bit of branches. Looks like a few to come down still. And big old tree right there, which I already grabbed a chunk off it. And yeah, maple burns really good, burns a long time. You can see this has been shedding for a long time too, so even the good looking piece has got mushrooms growing out of it. But yeah, not too bad out here. It's one nice day. Yesterday was decent, so I basically just came, got my hammock set up. Didn't do a whole lot of anything. I didn't have a fire. It was, you know, I had a long drive from Coburg, Oregon up to here, right around 4 hours in the Jeep. The motorhome's still in Coburg, of course. So yeah, I dropped the wife all her stuff up at the house and brought the Jeep down here and loaded what I brought with me, which, you know, with the dogs, that means the back seat's up. Not a lot of storage inside the back at that point, but it was enough to get us here, get us hopefully enough stuff for a week. Don't need a whole lot. Did forget a couple things, of course, and I can't exactly go back and get them. But, you know, it was just my silky saw. But I remembered the chainsaw, the Saker Mini. I got my buck saw with me, my axe. Those are permanently in the Jeep, so I knew I had them. Which I have been using. Well, I haven't used the axe a whole lot. Been running that Saker Mini saw through its paces like I do every chance I get. I got the buck saw out because I cut a couple limbs I wanted to throw on the fire, so chewed through them. But yeah, you can see I got the hammock set up. Not bad, I will say that. I've been cleaning up around here. As you can see, I still got plenty more to go. And then I'm going to work on making a perimeter to keep the horses out. For now, I'll use a fencing tape and tape off a pretty good section of this campsite. I want at least enough room to hang up to 10 hammocks in here. And the homeowner, I said before, she doesn't care what I do, as long as I'm not destructive to the property. And I'm not. I spend a lot of time just walking around in the trees. Got to get in here and clean up more of these trees, get that stuff burned. But yeah, I think I'm going to start here at this tree, go around and along the field. Then about, I don't know, 30 feet behind my hammock, come up and come along the road that comes in here. So I don't know how big that's going to be. Probably 100 by 100 total, maybe in square footage, basically. And then, yeah, I want to clean up all the debris, just like I did last year. Get it all burned or piled up. I do have a pile where I just keep throwing stuff that's in the way. Branches, a lot of them. The little ones are easy enough. You break them, you throw them on the fire. The bigger ones, you either got to cut them or just let them sit till they're really crispy dry, and then they snap, no problem. But just doing that with either a handsaw or a chainsaw is a lot of extra work you don't really need. You can see here's one of the treetops I drug up a little earlier. I'm gonna clean that up and cut it up. I'll probably do that with a handsaw because the chainsaw is still charging. And then I want to make a site over here for a bushcraft site. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do, but I want to build a shelter and everything just basically bushcraft style. I think it'll be fun. And I got lots of room. And I don't know whether I want to go past the tall trees out into the shrubs or basically stay within the tall trees, because this is a pretty thick canopy. The sun doesn't even make it through here very good. But yeah, look around. Hope everybody's having a good time. I'm not stressing like I am, at least. I'm just stressed over the motorhome, so can't wait till that's done. Because right now I should be in Nevada, you know, maybe Arizona. That was my plan, but here I am back in Washington, just so I can relax and hang out around a fire. Well, this field, I think last time I filmed was tall grass. But obviously the horses have mowed this down pretty good. I mean, there's not much to eat left here. Like I said, I wonder they're not in the other field where there's tons of food. I figured, I'm out here, I might as well go say hi. Dog still doesn't know what to think about him. It's not like he's been around horses most of his life like I have. Yeah, you can see they're just gnawing at stubs on the ground. Probably have to spend most of their day. Oh, let's get these flies off your eyes for a minute, huh? Hi, how are you? Doing good? Well, it looks like somebody's trimmed them a little bit at some point. I don't think they get a whole lot of attention out here. At least, I don't think they've seen a human since the last time I was here, which is months ago. Curious, as always, as horses will be. Oh, he needs brush, something fierce. That's too bad. Yeah, there's plenty of land over this way too. So I wanted to come and look at a spot. And as you can see, there's definitely wood to be had here. But you kind of want a chainsaw for all that. A normal chainsaw, at least an 18-inch bar or something. The Sakers, you know, I got a 4-inch bar, which is great for limbs and small brush and stuff like that. Which there's quite a bit of that out here. It looks like somebody did chainsaw a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, pretty dry. I'll have to come out here and get a load. Oh, that was a long time ago. These are starting to rot out pretty good. Yeah, my fire is settled down. That means I gotta definitely start cleaning up the camp a little more and getting some more wood on there. Kind of came out here just to look for rocks, and there are plenty, but I'm looking for flatter ones. I found one rock, nice square shape, about 3-4 inches tall, which will take me quite a while to heat up to cook on. But if I can't find better, that's what I'll do. Oh, be nice to do a campsite out in the field too, but I do like the trees. Especially the shelter from the wind. Not so much the rain. As people know, if it rains hard enough, trees rain inside too. But, you know, you can always find, like this one to be a good one to get in there by the base and you could stay dry. I think one of the kids has been in here cleaning it out. Yep. But yeah, it's pretty dry under here. Make emergency campsite, no problem. I will say that's nice about the fir trees. At least the big ones like this that are out in the field and open where the limbs can grow all the way around, because they will droop clear to the ground and the water just runs off of them to the ground. But in there, not the same. They get wet and it rains for a few hours after it stops raining out here. It just keeps going. Oh, kind of enjoying this last beautiful day, because I think the rain starts again tomorrow and it'll probably run through the whole rest of the time I'm here, but we'll see. You may wonder why us in the Northwest and other parts of the country prefer Old Man's Beard for our fire. This stuff is sopping wet. This is the Old Man's Beard. Not much to it. Yeah, it's really wet. We get two different growths. We also get this one, which isn't as flammable as the Old Man's Beard. But I just found a bunch of branches and threw them on here. I just got a bed of coals. I haven't even really disturbed them any. I'll try that. And the smoke, because all the water on the moss is, yes, Old Man's Beard is a moss. So is this other one. Cool looking moss. But the reason we like the Old Man's Beard, especially if you dry it out, which the fire is doing right now, this will explode in a minute. Well, maybe two. I'll let the coal bed get down pretty good distance. But yeah, all this, the smoke that's coming off is because of the moisture in the wood, in the moss. And it's pretty warm. Oh yeah, that's definitely warm. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love playing with fire? I got my fire pit straightened out, and I'm going to have to find some more rocks. I think I want to build this up a little further. I did find a nice rock there for my keyhole fire, so later this afternoon I'll start putting coals into there to get that rock nice and hot, so I can cook some bratwurst tonight on there. I do have my grill, but heck, who doesn't like cooking on a rock? And I do have that rock there for sitting stuff down and prepping, which has been nice. Yeah, when I got here yesterday, the horses had actually walked right through the fire pit, kicked a bunch of the rocks around, and kind of redoing it. But as is, not bad. Oh, just enjoying my time. It's not often I actually get to have a fire here in Washington, because I'm usually not around unless there's a fire ban. But yeah, I'm just taking its time though. I did throw quite a bit on there. And like I said, I let the coals kind of get too far down. I mean, I got that big old pile over there I still got to weed through. Then, yeah, multiple amounts of sticks still laying around here. Then, of course, I got to take the shovel and try to remove some of this horse manure from my area. I did clean up this area right around where I'm actually at. But I think I got a buddy coming out visit. He may stay, may not, but I definitely don't want him tripping on horse manure in the middle of the night, even though we wear boots for a reason. Oh, enjoying it. I'll come back once this thing starts to fire off and show you that. It just ignited. And the flames within a minute. It doesn't take long for the stuff to burn, so you usually want to gather quite a bit. I personally have, I don't know, 2 1-gallon Ziplocs full of dried Old Man's Beard, which in an upcoming video I'll do my fire starters, which is I use that with the pine pitch as a structural component. You don't want to put anything in your fire starter that's not going to burn. So I like pine pitch, definitely the best. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of firs around here and there's pitch, but pine pitch is easier to get, a lot easier to find, and a lot easier overall. And then once I cleaned it, which is a lot of moss, twigs, bugs, bark that comes with when you're harvesting pitch. Once I clean all that out, I'll mix the Old Man's Beard and the sawdust, which I've been collecting, which is really dried sawdust too. That make it easier to break into little pieces to light, and you know, sawdust is good and flammable too. But yeah, look at that. It just enough time. I mean, if you have a wad of that in your pocket that's dry, give you enough time to start a good fire. I did start this fire with a lighter and some twigs. I just lit a handful of twigs on fire and threw it down, and no problem getting a fire going. I didn't bring anything else. I got a lighter, so that's what I used. I thought I had my ferro rod in my backpack, but I didn't, which really wouldn't help me a lot here, because even the grass out here is wet. Like I said, it's been raining for a while, so it wouldn't have. I probably could have gone up to the barn and got some straw and used that as for a bird's nest to get a fire going. But you know, you should always at least have a lighter with you. Everybody should. I keep a lighter in my med kit. I keep one in my fire kit. I keep one in my pocket. Those who know, I smoke cigarettes, so I always got a lighter on me. My fire kit, though, is all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what we're going to do today. You know, I got a pile of wood over there, and I'll cut up some more, just so I got a fire for the night. Of course, everybody that knows me knows I go to bed early anyway, so I don't need it for all night. Because once I'm in the hammock, I'm done. Which I might take a nap. Actually, it doesn't sound like a bad idea.